Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a different topic compared to my usual professional development topics. It's about MENSA, how I got in the organization, what's it about, who can get in, the details. Before we get to the content, please be sure to like this video, subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment on the video below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. Please be sure to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe because I upload every Friday and every Sunday. Every Friday is a professional development topic and every Sunday is a technical review. Well, let's get to the content. Today is an interesting day because it is actually the founding day of MENSA. MENSA was founded on October 1st, 1946, so it's officially 75 years old. I had no idea when I planned on recording the topic of this video today, so I wanted to share that with all of you. For those of you who don't know what MENSA is the largest and oldest high IQ society where you have to score at least a 98th percentile on an approved, standardized high or IQ test. I was going to talk about how I ended up getting into the organization, how I learned about the organization, and what exactly does it mean to me. To get more information on how MENSA was officially started, I'll put all that information and the history with the links below in the description box if you want to know more about the history. MENSA means table in Latin, by the way. Internationally, there are about 145,000 MENSA members, and there are 50,000 MENSA members in the United States alone. Technically, if the entire population of the United States took a high IQ exam and the top 2% were to be admitted into the organization, then there's a lot more people that have to be known as MENSAs, which is double the amount compared to the amount of people that are actually registered MENSAs in the United States. Story time, how I learned about this organization. I was a part of the UT coding boot camp, and we had a group project on debugging some code. One of my group members started talking about how she had no idea why she's a MENSA member while she was struggling through her code. I would think that she was experiencing some imposter syndrome at the time. But when she said MENSA, I started asking the question, what is that? She then described to me that it is a high IQ society and you have to test to get in. Thinking about how I received some reinforcement in the past that I'm a hard worker, but not necessarily a genius, I didn't think I was of that caliber. Fast forward to 2018, where I had a coworker who is a MENSA member mention to me that with the hard work or with my work ethic, as well as my inquisitiveness, I should consider taking the test. Then she re-explained to me about what MENSA was about. This piqued my curiosity, and I had no idea I had someone believe in me that I could be a member. Then 2019, I took the test. I took two tests. There's a long version of the test, and then there's a short version of the test. The long version of the test is 1 hour long, and the short version of the test is 12 minutes. In the long version of the test, I was a little bit nervous, and every question that I got, I kept second guessing myself because I didn't think I was that person that was in the top 2%. Like, I kept telling myself that couldn't be me. I had to work really hard in school. Nothing came really easy to me in terms of engineering topics. Those are things that I'm really passionate about. There's no way that I could be in this organization. That's how that test went for me. Then I took the 12-minute test. It's 50 problems, and you have to finish it in 12 minutes. Surprisingly, I finished all 50 problems in 12 minutes. And the proctor had no idea that someone could do that. In fact, he has never seen anyone do that before, which came as a surprise to me because when I took that test, I'll admit I had a little bit more confidence because the test wasn't going to be that long, and I was thinking, there is nothing to lose. Let's just try it out. In fact, some of these questions were problems that I've been familiar with, not necessarily the specific problem, but the type of problem that I've taken in elementary or middle school, high school, you name it. When I took those exams, I didn't think that I would get in at all. And then in May of 2019, I get this email from MENSA, and I really wasn't sure what it was about because by that time I forgot that I even took the exam. It took a few weeks before I knew about my result. When I opened the email, it was saying, congratulations, you are in the 99th percentile of high IQ people, and you've been admitted into the organization. I was ecstatic, I'll be honest, because throughout my entire life, I was told that I was not a genius. I was told that I had to work really hard to understand concepts. In fact, I had teachers in elementary school question whether if I needed to be held back in school because I wasn't the most focused child. And they didn't think I was really engaged when it came to learning. So when I took the exam, I really didn't know what to think. I thought I had nothing to lose, as I mentioned before. But when I got the result, it's sad to say, but I started believing in myself a little bit more that maybe I can be of that caliber. So what exactly does MENSA mean to me? MENSA was more of a personal journey for me because, again, I never thought I could be of that caliber. Till this day, I have imposter syndrome that I'm in an organization like that, and I can be considered as that. It gave me a sense of confidence that maybe I'm not as bad as I thought, or I don't need to work as hard as I thought. I don't know. All I know is that I was able to perform really well on a test that somehow defined my intelligence. And the one thing I want to mention is no test can define who you are. And I know that personally. But I did get a sense of confidence in my mental abilities and what I can do in terms of contributing to society. So what do I do exactly in MENSA? MENSA is more of a social organization, and it raises awareness of people that are of that caliber, but they may lack in skills in other things, such as social skills. I'm not saying everyone in MENSA is like that. I'm saying that it is meant to be a safe space and a community of people that have that kind of caliber, that have that kind of distinguishment, but they need to express themselves in certain ways. Whether if it's in math, science, humanities, you name it. It's supposed to be a safe space, a community, and also a community to raise awareness about the types of people that are in that kind of organization. It really isn't meant to be an elitist organization where we think we are better than everybody else and we are stuck in our own window. Those are some of the common misconceptions I have learned while being in this organization of MENSA, that we think like that about other people. From my experience in the organization, I have been able to give talks on topics that I'm really passionate about or that I'm very curious about. We get to hang out with other Mensans and talk about our lives, talk about what we've been up to, things that we're interested in, what makes us unique. Again, in the Permian Basin section, it's more of a social organization meant to raise awareness and provide a community for those that are of that caliber to intellectually stimulate ourselves if we don't feel intellectually stimulated outside of the community. But it's what you make of it. It's completely up to you on how you want to make of that organization. For me, I've found new friends in the organization. I have found a community that also likes to be intellectually stimulated, that's curious, that's inquisitive, all of those things. But I realized that, again, it doesn't define who I am. It made me curious about who I am in other ways, intellectually. But I don't think it is an organization that defines who I am. I'm still somebody that does believe in a mixture of talent and hard work to get to where you need to be. I don't think of myself as better than everyone else. In fact, I have that imposter syndrome a lot. And there are many times I don't think of myself as better than anyone else. In fact, it's been the opposite. And I've been working on my confidence to improve on that self-image. If you're curious about what we do, we meet every other Thursday at the Grand Buffet in Midland, the Chinese restaurant, and we strive to have monthly talks about different subjects, and people gather around and listen to those subjects of what you're really passionate about. There's also multiple gatherings known as regional gatherings or annual gatherings where other Mensans come together and enjoy each other's company. And there's also conferences and talks covering different subjects in those gatherings. I'll provide more information on what exactly does MENSA do specifically in different areas down in the description box below, and I'll put the link to the Permian Basin one since I am local to that section. Thanks so much for taking the time to really listen to my personal journey in terms of how I've viewed myself and my intellectual abilities and how MENSA fit in that picture. As usual, please be sure to like this video, subscribe so you can get more content in oil and gas and professional development topics, and please be sure to comment on the video below so I can incorporate your feedback into future videos. Please be sure to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe because I upload every Friday and every Sunday. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.